in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and serve a live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, we got Rod Zawacky with us, Chris Ruffolo, Dana Lane signs in bottom of the hour, Tony Brown from Vegas, James Clark in here, Wayne Scott, and Big Al McMordie. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. Ruffolo, McMordie, Scott, Brown, Clark, Zawacky, Lane, and then I will close this one out. Big lineup. You know it's football. Football's here. All right, let's get this one underway here. Baseball on the board tonight, limited card. Let's get the show underway. Let's welcome in Chris Ruffolo. We'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring him in right now. Ready to roll here with Chris. Kind of was joking a little about Manoah. We've seen his new background. You got to check this out. It's looking pretty good. Let's get him in right now. Ready to roll with Chris. Chris, what's happening? Take a look at this background.
The background's been there. I just haven't really been. I haven't been accentuating it nearly enough. But no, you know what? It's been a work in progress. But you know what? I had to change something. I couldn't just sit with the white wall behind me. You know, with the hostage look. So I had to change it up a little bit.
There you go. I'm surprised you went with the purple and not with the Manoah blue.
Okay, so you know what happened? I usually do go with the light blue, but the problem is that when I do that on our morning show software, sometimes the blue screen kind of kicks in, and I don't want to have just the random Pick Dogs wallpaper behind me, so I went with the pink.
Oh, that's
something
right.
to kind of stand out, and look a little bit different. You don't really see pink everywhere.
That's right. We don't do that. All right, here we go tonight. Mariners trying to get off the mat here. It's been a tough road trip here. And they're going to be at the Reds here. We see the big line here. Mariners minus 164, the total 9.5.
Yeah, plus another reason I didn't want the Blues because my Blue Jays just crapped the bet on me. Anyways, we're looking at the Mariners and Reds here. And, the Cincinnati Reds, this is a bit of a surprising line that it's a little bit this heavy. And I understand why a lot of people want to look at the Cincinnati Reds here. You know, it's a playoff team at home, you know, in a high-pressure, series finale. So I get it, but the problem here is that, you know, Lyon Richardson's getting the start for the Cincinnati Reds here. And, you know, people may know Lyon Richardson, and this will probably be with him for the rest of his career. He was the first pitcher actually since 1999 to give up 2 home runs in his first 2 pitches of his major league career. He did that at his start. Now, granted, Richardson's been getting better in the last couple starts, but problem is this is just, you know, on the surface for me, just putting it in a microscope. You've got, you know, Lyon Richardson starting at home in a hitter-friendly ballpark against a Seattle Mariners lineup that's been arguably the hottest team in baseball over the last 2 months of the season. I think they have like a 700 win percentage in the last 65 games or something like that. And right now the Mariners need wins just as badly as the Cincinnati Reds do, if not more, with them trying to lock up the AL West and the Astros and the Rangers going at it, you know, tonight as well. So, you know, Logan Gilbert, you know, he's getting the start for Seattle tonight. Gilbert's been a pitcher that over the course of the season has pitched his far better baseball on the road, you know, at home at T-Mobile. Pitcher friendly, but a 4-4 record, an ERA close to 4 at 3.88, but on the road 8-1, a 3.31 ERA. I gotta think that Logan Gilbert puts his best foot forward here. I gotta think the Mariners bring them. I think they tee off on Richardson tonight. I'm gonna go with the Mariners on the run line.
All right, we got Chris says go run line Mariners. They the run in half. Minus 102 here against the Reds in this one. Yeah, but we saw the Reds with that big comeback here. Of course, Richardson will go. And, of course, how far he goes is always the big question, right? And then, of course, we'll see the Reds bullpen after that, who actually have pitched better than expected this year. Remember, the Reds have always had struggles, especially at home with their bullpen. That's one of the reasons for the turnaround is that bullpen's pitched much better in their home ballpark.
But it definitely has. You know, the thing for me with Cincinnati, though, is that, you know, it's still a bullpen that in the last 2 weeks is still an ERA just below 5. So while they have pitched better for much of the season, it still leaves a little bit to be desired, especially when you've got Richardson going. Gilbert's a guy that, you know, can give you 6-7 strong innings, and then you hand it over to one of the better bullpens in baseball, top 10 in staff ERA in the last 2 weeks, the ERA just over 3 as a group. So I just got to think the Mariners, and just like I said, in terms of recent form, I think the Mariners just have the edge across the board for me here.
we get into the late in season here. This will be Gilbert's 28th start. We'll see how he rolls here with that. Some of these young pitchers now, always keep an eye in the month of September when they put up these innings. That's what you got to keep an eye on.
Yeah, you definitely do. But I mean, we saw this with the Mariners last season when they made that playoff run. You saw, guys like George Kirby, who was a rookie last year. I think he was used in the playoffs as well in that series against Toronto. Gilbert, he's been instilled as more of a consistent piece in this rotation as well. So while I get the sentiment of being concerned with innings, I think the Mariners kind of know what they have, and they wouldn't push these guys if they didn't feel that they were ready to go. So.
All right, here we go. Mariners here, run line laid the run and half, minus 102 here against the Reds. This one to have a start time here of 6:40 Eastern time. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Baseball on the board here, about a good half dozen or so from baseball. Head into a big football weekend beginning tomorrow from the NFL. Of course, college football, Friday, Saturday. Big weekend coming up. We see the great results here from Chris over the past 3 days. All sports combined, 1,271 units of profit. Great profit last 7 days. Yesterday, a monster performance last 24 hours. What do you have going over at Big Dogs Premium?
Tony, unfortunately, the run of back-to-back sweeps came to an end today with the Blue Jays, like I mentioned. But you know what? Still got my $19 pick-off play on the board tonight. And this is a great time to go long-term. Like you mentioned, tomorrow we have the NFL season kicking off. Had a monster opening weekend of college football, so hoping to carry that forward into this week as well. You can see the profit last 30 days. If you jumped on a month pass, you're rolling in the money already, and that package would have paid for itself a handful of times over. So it's a great time to jump on long term, whether it's just with me or someone else as part of the 2-for-1 capper deal, one of the great cappers on the show tonight. And yeah, you're not even limited to 2-for-1 anymore. If you want to pair a bunch of us up, 3-for-1, 4-for-1, you can definitely do that as well. And make sure to use that promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. That's
right, guys. Got to go with Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium. Go long-term passes, individual plays as well up there. Remember, the one-term passes are a credit guarantee. Must win, turn a profit, or the amount is credit back to your account. That's only on the one-day passes. Long-term passes are not guaranteed because they're sold at a much greater discount. All right, Chris, is always great having a show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you next week, but we can always catch up with you every day here with the morning show. A lot of content now with that. Also the your home run props as well here with the video series.
Yeah, tons of content we're producing here at Pick Dogs, and I love what I'm doing here. And like you see at the bottom, this is where you want to have notifications on, because when that new content drops, we're giving you the most up-to-date information. And like I said, there's tons of information you can take from these videos, from these live shows. Jay's just started doing an afternoon live show as well. We're going to be ramping up the content here at Pick Dogs, so you guys don't want to miss out. So make sure that you're subscribed and have that notification bell on. Yeah,
I say those notifications. I'm understanding some pretty high limits on some of these. I know you're doing home run props, but I'm hearing some of the 10K limits now in the first inning bets over in some of the big casinos in Vegas. So those the limits are increasing here with all the data. All right. Look at Chris's reaction to that.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I didn't want to cut you off, but yeah, it's the Nerfy. I never thought we would see the day where I know people want to sort of, have that 6 outs to glory, in and out, quick payday, but it's like, I never thought that the Nerfy would take off as much as it has. But I mean, it's sort of just how sports betting has evolved across.
That's
the world.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Incredible. They're sort of taking 10,000 dollar limits here on Nerfies on the first inning bets. Wow, that bet has just really gotten so popular here. So let me go ahead. I just got to do something technical here. I got to call James again. He just got connected from the Skype. But anyway, Chris.
But you know what? I was just going to say, it's crazy. But it's like we say, all it takes is, if you have the Nerfy, it takes one hit to bust you up, and if you're on the other side of it, you got a Yerfy. Well, then you're sweating it out for 6 outs. So I mean, the Circa's the one that kind of just gets to kick back and watch everybody kind of stress out about it.
No doubt about that. All right, Chris, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks. Good. Sounds good, Tony. Take care.
Yeah, Chris Ruffolo here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on here on the show. Up next, Big Al McMordie. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, Big Al, you can catch him on the NFL show. Had a fantastic result there on that NFL show last week on the Wednesdays that they just rebooted here for this season. So you guys check out the archives for that. We'll bring in Big Al here in just a second. I think we're ready set to roll here with Big Al McMordie. Big Al, how's it going? Would you ever thought you'd hear a $10,000 limit on a first inning bet now?
I mean, I never thought I'd hear about a first inning bet. So I'm a dinosaur, right?
Right.
When are they going to have second inning bets and third inning bets, and they could just
Yeah, they should. Why stop on the first, right? Keep that money
That's
rolling.
what I thought. I mean, they found a good thing. Why don't we just, after the first inning's done, they put up a line, and will there be a run in the second inning? Will there be a run in the third?
That actually is a strategy, because you start looking here at the lineups, right? So that'd be interesting to see if that rolls. A good idea there, but of course there's a little bit more shelf life, as you know, in that first inning. So, but that's a good point there. Why not add a?
Well, there's more you could do. You could do more research. You have to be quicker on your toes if you want to figure out the second inning.
Oh no, guys like you, Big Al, would be handicapping the second inning, ready to fire in on the second inning, right? That's what you want to roll in, and see how you could beat that. If you could beat their algorithm. But anyway, here we go. Big AL West battle here. A lot of playoff implications. Astros and Rangers going head to head. We see the Rangers favored here with a pretty good pitching matchup here. Veteran pitchers on the mound. Minus 126 total, 8.5.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch this game tonight. The Astros, they've exploded for 27 runs over their last two games, and now this over-under at Circa is up to 9 runs. 8.5 in the majority of outlets, but Circa's put it up to 9. I like this game to be low scoring tonight. I know a lot of the sharps are on the other side, but I'm going to go against them. Two of my favorite pitchers, Scherzer and Verlander, on the mound. Verlander has a 3.34 ERA this season. He's got a career 2.79 ERA versus Texas. In 3 starts versus the Rangers last season, he gave up only 4 runs in 19 innings. Scherzer, a 3.55 ERA this season and a 3.27 career ERA versus the Astros. And he made a start earlier this season versus Houston. He was brilliant. Gave up just 1 run over 8 innings. And Houston's now 11-2 under the total on the road off back-to-back overs. Texas 108 and 73 under the total after allowing 8 or more runs in back-to-back games. And over the last 3 seasons, both of these pitchers have been under pitchers. Verlander 35 and 18 to the under. Scherzer 44 and 36 to the under. I'm going to take it under the 8.5. If you can find 9, that's even better.
All right, Big Al says go ahead and I saw a 9 somewhere earlier when I was putting the graphics together. Let me see if that's still coming up here in this game between Houston and Texas. You think 8.5 in most places. There is a 9 right now. Speaking of Circa, that's where it is. So if you're in Vegas, go over the Circa. You can get that 9. You can get that 9. Actually, you can find some 9s offshore as well. And in U.S. Sportsbook, one of the popular U.S. Sportsbook has 9. So do your line shopping, guys. Get the best numbers here, because we're seeing pretty good pitching matchups here. One thing with Scherzer is 25 starts and he's still dealing the heat with 29% strikeout rate.
Yeah, I mean he's just a workhorse. He's probably my favorite pitcher in the game. Well, I'm also beginning to like Spencer Strider as well. So. It should be a great game tonight. You mentioned also the football show that Jay, Mitch, and I just did this afternoon. People should, watch that on a weekly basis. It's a lot of fun. It's entertaining. You get a lot of winners too. Last year, my record for the entire season was 169 and 123. So hopefully we'll be able to, do that again this season. And I think the show got off to a really good start this afternoon.
Yeah, I'd say watch it more than once. Watch it live and watch it probably Saturday before you're ready. If you're going to finalize any final bets, that's.
Well, watch the show once, and then on Saturday watch our Saturday show as well.
That's right. You can watch Saturday's show. You can do that as well. But Big Al, fantastic results there with the NFL live show. It's up there now in the archive, so make sure you check it out. All right, Big Al says Astros Rangers under 8.5. This one with an 8 o'clock Eastern time start. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for nice action. Limited action tonight here from Major League Baseball. We have football coming up tomorrow. Good results from Big Al in college and NFL football last year. We're going to head into football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
I've got 11 plays posted right now. I've got 2 NFL, 8 college football. I'm off to an 8-2 start this football season. I've got 1 baseball play tonight, 13-5 across all sports, my last 18. And the best deal of all is to, join for the long term. When you join for the year, it comes out to be about 94 cents a play. That's by far the best value for me since I give out a lot of games. Also, team me up with one of the other champion handicappers on the 2-for-1 handicapper special. And, we'll make a lot of money this year for you.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dodge Premium. Great results this season in the NFL. Big Al's right, locked and loaded here with football up on the board. So get on board with Big Al. You could try him out with that 7-day pass. Get all the football for this week. Or the way Big Al is rolling, you get the 1-month pass. The 30 days includes all the baseball. That'll get you into the wild card round of the Major League Baseball as well. or again, Big Al's 1 year all sports pass. No better time than now to get it because all these sports overlapping, including postseason play as well in NFL and college football bowls and the playoffs. And the promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off that. $300 off that price right now when you use the promo code on Big Al's 1 year all sports pass. All right, Big Al, as always, great having you show. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be back on Thursday.
You got
Good
it.
luck to him.
Good luck to you as well. Big Al McMordie here on the Drive Thru. Guys, if you happen to miss any picks on the show, we always do a recap at the end, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Up next, Wayne Scott. Catch him over at Pick Dog Spin. We'll bring in Wayne right now. I think we're set to roll here in just a second as we get his graphic ready. We'll bring in him right now. Wayne, what's happening today?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog family? Hope everybody doing good today.
Everything's doing well. Everything going well. Why don't you kind of give us, I know you've been covering the FIBA for us here. Before we get to the game, what's your thoughts on as we head into the next round in FIBA here?
Man, Germany squeaked one out, man. They were covering the spread about the whole time, and Dennis Schroeder came in the game and started point shaving a little bit, but they ended up getting the win out. Latavia looked pretty good, and on the other side of that, Luka, he was covering, he was winning, he was battling. Dylan Brooks got pesky with him and got it. Luka ejected. You know, Luka gets emotional sometimes, and he costed his team by getting ejected because they was in it when he was in there. But now we got the matchups we have, and we got that Germany team that I've been preaching about the whole time going against this USA team, and that should be a banger right there. They played already, and that game was close. Germany was up early in that game. USA had to battle back and had a huge third quarter, and they ended up getting that win. So I'm not sure if it's going to go like that again, but I just know it's going to be a good game.
There we go. Wayne's thoughts here.
Canada on the other side, too. Canada on the other side, I do believe they get that win on that one. So it'll be USA and Germany. I'm still kind of up in the air on that one. And I believe they'll be facing Canada for that top spot.
There you go from Wayne Scott there. I know Canada had a major injury, right, heading into the game, right, into the series. They had someone not playing. I remember reading that, right?
Okay, I'm not sure.
I think there was a player there that was held out with an injury, but anyway, they've been able to get by despite that. But anyway, here we go tonight here, Tigers and Yankees here from Wayne's pick tonight, going head to head here, top of the hour. We see the Yankees favored 162 with a total of 9.
Yes, sir. And this is a tricky one in the route that I'm going with this. We've seen Yankees get a 5-1 lead. We've seen this series go under predominantly most of the time. 3-6-1 in their last 10 to the under. They've played 5 times this year and it's gone under. 4 of those times with 1 push. Detroit 3-6-1 in their last 10 to the under. New York 2-6 with 2 pushes last 10 to the under. But despite all that, we still have a total of 9 here, and I believe it's because of these pitchers that is on the mound. And Matt Manning, I can't say much bad about him with how he's been playing recently. He's 1-4 to the under in his last 5, looking very good. Has a 3.6 ERA and a 1.03 WHIP on the season. Only giving up. These teams recently also played August 31st, and in that game he gave up 2 hits and no runs. But that was at home. I think we see a different Manning over here on the road. I do like the way New York has gotten this spark with Dominguez coming in, and these guys are batting a lot stronger as of recently. Still Judge and Volpe in the lineup looking very good. And on the other side, Clark Schmidt, he's been pitching fairly well, but I believe he goes back to his ERA today, which is 4.5 and a 1.3 WHIP. And I think the Tigers have no problem hitting them, and I think we can get over in this game. Even if Matt Manning doesn't, if he continues to pitch good, the bullpen has been horrible, giving up 7.5, having a 7.5 ERA in their last 10. And a sneaky stat with New York being 7-3 to the over in their last 10 at home. I believe we can get over this 9. We're getting even money with it. The juice is on the under. I can see why the juice is on the under. But I'm going to read a little over that, and I'm going to read into these pitchers. I think we get some hitting in this game early, hitting in this game late. I think these pitchers regress. They've had some good matchups, and they pitch well in the matchup. But I think we can see the over 9 in this one.
All right, here we go. The play coming here from Wayne in this one here tonight. In this one between the Yankees and the Tigers, he likes this one to go over total here of 9, 8.5 in some places. Do your line shopping. Obviously, if you're taking it over, you want to get the best number possible. The sharpest book in the world right now does have this one listed at 9 runs. And let me double check to see where else we're at here. On the marketplace, there are some 8.5s in some offshore worlds and some other books as well.
8.5.
So you can find 8.5 in other places as well. So it's not just if you got a local, if he's using the skin, 8.5s are on those as well. But you can find some 8.5s if you do your line shopping on this one. Yankees, Tigers over 8.5. Yeah, Manning has been someone who has pitched well. Just 1 earned run over his past 4 starts. And of course, Schmidt's the pitcher that you got to scratch your head about here, right? But of course, the Yankees, can they get these bats going here? This over a stretch of games, they're hitting 212. Well, they've had some success here, but I think the pitching matchup favored them yesterday with Cole. Cole has been kind of dominant against those Central teams.
Yes, sir. Cole played great yesterday, but their bats, despite the numbers showing, their bats ain't bad, man. We got 5 runs, 6 runs, 5 runs, 6 runs, and 3 runs. And on the other side of that, the Tigers, they got 1 run against Cole, as you mentioned. Cole came out with a banger yesterday. But before that, 3 runs, 10 runs, 4 runs, and 4 runs. With these pitchers on the mound, I'm not reading into too much of how they've been playing lately because now today it's a new game and they're going against each other again. This, like I said, this pitcher matchup we just seen, and it was a 4-3 Tigers win. I do believe we get over that amount of runs, and I do believe we can get over that 9.
All right, here we go.
8.5. If you can get 8.5, take 8.5. I believe 9 push at worst, but I believe we can even get over that 9 in this one. I think we see some runs.
Yeah, and do your line shopping. As I said, there are some 8.5s out there in the marketplace, 9s indeed as well. So make sure you always want to get the best number, man. That's your best shot, especially if you're pounding volume in heavily every day on the book. You want to make sure that you definitely have the best number here. Yankees, Tigers over 8.5. This one will have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, we have baseball on the board tonight. Tomorrow into NFL as well. Head into a big football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
I have a 3-pack tonight where all 3 of my best bets and my play of the day is in my 3-pack. I didn't individual it out. And also, I have my 3 NFL plays out already and 2 college football. So if you get that long-term pass, you're getting all those plays already early. So I definitely recommend you do that instead of blind pick by pick, day by day. Also, like they've mentioned plenty of times on here, that 2-for-1 handicapper special, that multi-handicapper special, pair us up, man. As my guy Clark always says, and Rod always says, 2 brains are better than 1, man. And pair us up, and, stack them wins up, and let's get it.
Let's get it indeed, guys. Get on board here with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the results here from baseball. You can get on board with the long-term passes. That will serve you well. Get all of Wayne's premium plays here for 30 days when that 1-month pass covers all the football for 30 days. Of course, this takes you right to the end of the regular season, right into the wild card round of the playoffs there when you get that 1-month pass. All right, Wayne, it's always great having the show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again here on tomorrow's show.
Yes, sir. I'll be back tomorrow. I appreciate you, Tony Tate. Appreciate you, Pick Dog family. As he's mentioned, man, we have a lot of free content on here, out here giving out as many winners as we can. All we ask you to do is pound that like button, man. So when you get a chance, you looking at any of these videos, collecting this good information, hit that like button for us. Y'all take care. Good luck on all y'all bets tonight, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.
That's right. Before I let you go, one quick thing. We were talking about that boxing video series, right, you're putting together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm working on that. Got to get that over to Mitch and the editors and make sure Mitch approves everything. And hopefully I can have it by the end of this weekend, Monday by latest. So I'm definitely be working on that, making sure I come out with some good quality like the rest of the guys been doing.
You guys have been following the drive-through with Wayne's boxing takes and his picks here. You'll get him now on a weekly basis on this video series. All right, Wayne, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, appreciate you once again, Tony T. Everybody, good luck on your bets tonight.
You as well. Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you ever miss a pick, we recap at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's head out to Las Vegas, Nevada. Hope he's all dried up over there. I know that there's been a lot of concerns about the stormy weather, about the flooding. I mean, there's pictures like crazy. It looks like you would think Vegas was underground, the way all the videos were popping over there with those city streets. So let's bring him in right now. Tony Brown, catch him over at Pick Dodge. Ready to roll here with Tony Brown. Tony Brown, how you doing? Nice and dry?
Yeah, man. Fortunately, I don't live down in the flood zone, but you're right. It wasn't a hoax, or it wasn't like media overhyping. It was like literally flooded out here. Parts of the strip down there by that link by the Ferris wheel and stuff. It was cars, like the water was up to the windows, and so I don't know what happened. They said it was a hurricane in California or some wild weather stuff, but Vegas was flooded. But I
And the
was up
Palace
in the top
Station.
part.
Yeah, there was some video behind
Oh
Palace
yeah,
Station. That was
Palace.
crazy.
Yeah. Even Lake Las Vegas, the people who live in the nice lake community where the backyard's a lake, all the flooding and all the trash got pushed over there. Like, it was really bad. But
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to not be in that stuff, so I'm cool.
All right, Tony Brown away from the flood zone. All right, here we go. Dodgers and Marlins here. We'll see what the Dodgers can do here. They got a lead for Kershaw. Couldn't hold it last night. Dodgers favorite here, minus 139. We see a total of 9.
Yeah, I always tell you guys that the games aren't played on paper, but however, some stats just can't be ignored. I've been looking at this stat all year and riding this trend all year, and it's absolutely cash big. It's cashing in at 70%, and that's Dodgers in the second game after a loss, lights out. They're the number one team in the MLB this year after they take a loss. They haven't been on many losing streaks, and it's rare that you can find where they've lost back-to-back games. They literally won 36 out of 50 the losses they have in the next game. Like, they really hate losing, and it shows. So they took a tough L last night. As you mentioned at the top of the show, they gave up a lead. Kershaw had the lead for them, and they gave it up on a 2-run bomb, and they never looked back, the Marlins. So that actually spells advantage Dodgers for today. And we got Lynn going on the mound, and he looks rejuvenated. He looks like the Lance Lynn in St. Louis that was making moves. He's started 6 games for us. He got a 4-1 record, ERA just a smidge over 3. So I look for him to stay strong and to continue, and I look for that stat to just keep on rolling, man. 70%, it's too good to pass up, so we won't. Dodgers bouncing back, and they bounce back big. Not only do they bounce back big. No need to lay any juice. Minus 1.5, get a little plus money on it.
All right, Tony Brown says go ahead and take this Dodger team run line, lay the run and a half, plus 114 here against the Marlins. Yeah, Lynn has pitched well. He did get banged up a little bit against Atlanta. He kind of figured that because Lynn has been going to his fastball. We kind of mentioned that on the show last week when we talked about that matchup with Lynn and the Braves. But a different lineup here facing against the Marlins, nowhere near the hitting quality of this Atlanta Brave team. But again, we are seeing, now this is interesting to note here, we do have confirmed lineups, and this is important because there has been some concern here about the Dodgers' health with Max Muncy's shoulder. Muncy is confirmed to play today.
Yeah, it's official. He is. I mean, look what time of the year it is. It's almost playoff time. People are fighting for pennants, wild card spots, all type of stuff. So who isn't hurt? Like, there's a difference between hurt and injured. When you're injured, you're out. When you hurt, you can play. And he was just hurting, and he's in there. He's a soldier.
Yeah, the Dodgers, I mean, I got to credit. I was kind of down on them this year because of the pitching, right? It's been pretty much a patchwork starting lineup. Look at, you got Lance Lynn in there right now. It's put together some pretty good numbers. Yeah, you're going to have a bad outing here or there. Atlanta was not a good matchup for him, but for the most part, the Dodgers have been hit right. Took some body blows this year in the pitching staff.
Still are. I mean, I hate to kick a man when he's down, but now look at Arias. He's just got arrested, and he's going to be sitting out for a little while. And I mean, that's no admission of guilt or nothing. I'm just speaking on facts of the game. He's out because of a domestic violence charge. So we lost the other cat like that last year. I can't think of his name right now, but he had the sexual assault charge.
Yeah.
Then we lose Kershaw with an injury. We lost, I mean, like you said, the stars of all stars were getting hit hard this year, but that's sports. Like, I hate teams that use excuses. Oh, if we would have had, or this guy. That's why you have a backup. That's why you have a farm system. That's why you have, you develop other players. You can't just bank on one guy. Injuries are a part of the game. While you can't cap injuries or bank on them, you do have to assume they could happen, and that's what you have to think about when you're picking these teams to win. Are you making your futures bets?
Yeah, we're seeing Pepiot, Bobby Miller. We're seeing a lot of these OKC pitchers kind of filling the mold here for the Dodgers here. Really, again, taking advantage of the opportunity, keeping the Dodgers competitive here. The bullpen has been good. Of course, we're going to see how it rolls here with Kershaw in the postseason and some of his help, how it's going to roll here. But we got the run line here with Tony Brown. Run line laying the run and a half. Plus 114 against the Marlins. This one will have a start time here of 6:40 Eastern time. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium for tonight's action. Of course, we have baseball on the board, heading to a big football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, it was a big board tonight in the MLB. It was 15 games, so I took 7 of them. We almost picked half the board, but It was only 7 picks that I like. If I didn't like them, I wouldn't pick them. I absolutely loved them. I had a 3-pack that went off this morning, so that's not available anymore. But I also have a 3-pack that's going off for the afternoon, plus my primetime power picks. In case you miss them all, this is a 9:30 Eastern start. I mean, last play of the day, but I did save my best for last, and that was only $19. So you still got time to make some money with me today.
So I get on board with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. Good last 24 hours from Tony. He's got plays up there on the board. Of course, the VIP All Sports Pass. He's got an MLB Primetime Power Pack up there for you. If you want to check him out for the long-term pass, you can. But again, here we are on September 6th. Tony Brown with that VIP 1-year All Sports Pass, stationed there in Vegas. Handicaps all the sports. Hockey's one of your favorites as well. That 1-year All Sports Pass is a good value.
Yeah, you know, the NBA is about to start up. The NHL starts up around the same time as that. Football officially starts tomorrow in the NFL. College football is already underway. The baseball playoffs will be starting soon. I mean, if you think it took me long to say that, imagine how much it would take you to pay for all of those plays individually or trying to grab the pass for all that. However, you can get the VIP year pass, and that's 365 days of my plays. I cap all the sports, so you get all the sports. There's no upselling, no fake charges for later on in the playoffs or nothing like that. Every single play I release, every single league, every sport, for one low price with the VIP year. And that's a full 365 days of play. Not only is it just a season pass, it's a full 365 days of play, and you get that for just a very low price.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Tony Brown. That 1-year All Sports Pass, you can use the promo code PICK, save that 15% off, and get signed up. All right, Tony Brown, as always, great having the show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again here on the show tomorrow.
All right, man. I always appreciate being here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
You got it. Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. Let's continue, guys. If you missed a pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. James Clark, top unit producer at Pick Dogs in Major League Baseball. We'll bring in James in right now. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. James, ready to roll. We got James in the Skype roll tonight. James, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. How you day, buddy?
Doing great today. Here we go. Mets and Nationals going head-to-head top of the hour with the Mets favored -120, a total of 10.5.
You look at these two teams, and both these teams their season's pretty much over, pretty much to make it to the postseason. But this is a rivalry game. These two teams, they play each other a lot. They don't play each other 13 times this season. With the Mets won 7 of the 13 games. The Washington Nationals are coming in, on a 6-game skid here against the Mets, and a lot of people think, you think, well, let's take the Mets, but I've seen the Nationals about all year in this predicament, where they lose 4 or 5 games in a row, and here they come again. Here they are again. Plus money, plus 105, plus 110, and a good shot to take him. I really like the Washington Nationals to win this game. I just think for some reason, the Nationals, they get pumped up at these games. You think they're down and out. You think they're going to get beat every game. Next thing you know, they'll reel off 2 or 3 wins that you don't think they can win. And I think the Nationals is in that spot again to prove today that, anybody can win on any day. And I think they got the Mets number tonight. So I really like the Nationals on the money line tonight.
All right, we got James here, says money line here with these Nationals here at plus 110 here against the Mets as they go head-to-head tonight here with the Mets. Of course, the Nationals have had their struggles here of late. An issue here. I think I'm a little bit more of a fan on these Nats here on the road where they've actually produced some really good unit results. Actually, they produced about, at home they're -1 unit. Okay, on the road, they produce about plus 22.5 units. So they've been actually, I think, a good road warrior where they're getting big odds here on the road.
Yeah, I agree. They play better on the road than they do at home. But if you look at the Mets they play worse on the road than they do at home. So I just think it's one of those spots, where you pick and you look around, you look at the card, and choosing through some games and some games you really want. And the Nationals just stood out to me at plus 110 against a Mets team that's struggled all season and a Washington team that's struggled all season. But the Washington team, they they've got some fight in them. I've seen them many times in this spot and come out winners, and I look for them to do it again tonight.
All right, here we go with James Nationals plus the 111, 110 here against the Mets. This one have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, James here on the Skype World tonight with us here. James doing great work. 2,675 units of profit document over at Pick Dogs Premium here. Great results in baseball. James unit, top unit producer over at Pick Dogs Premium for baseball this year. That's approaching 3,000 units. Baseball on the board tonight, heading to a big weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Guys, I got a 3-pack going on right now. 3 plays in the MLB that I really love. Look to go 3-0, guys. And after we go 3-0, upgrade to the 7, the 3, the 7, or the 30-day package, guys. If you look on the site, almost 1,300 units the last 7 days. Almost 2,300 units the last 30 days. Been real hot here lately. Off to a good start in college football, 7-3. I was number 1 last year in the NFL and unit producers, and looking to do it again this season. So, if you don't, after you get the 3-pack, and like I said, if we go 3-0, upgrade, guys. That's where you save your money. Instead of spending $30, $40, $50 a day on picks, get it all year. And then use that 15% discount and get it even cheaper. Or like I say every time I'm on the show, guys, we got the best cappers in the world, and we do by far. Tonight, man, loaded cappers from top to bottom. So team me up with any of them or any of them that's on the site, and we'll put some money in your pockets.
That's right, guys. Kevin James talk over at Pick Dog. Look at the great results in baseball. 2,675 units of profit for baseball of the year. Last 30 days, over 2,200 units of profit, all sports combined. James Clark is killing it right now over at Pick Dog, so get on board with James. All right, James, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you here on Friday.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you coming on the show. Let's go Nationals, and I'll see y'all Friday.
You got it. James Clark here on the drive-thru. Guys, you missed a pick. We'll recap at the end of the show. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Rod Zawacky up next. We'll catch Rod over at Pick Dogs from him. We'll bring in Rod right now. I think we'll be set to go here with Rod Zawacky. We'll bring him in here with some coverage tonight in baseball from Rod. Ready to roll here with Rod Zawacky. Rod, what's happening?
Hey, not too much. Watching the Blue Jays get beat. We beat them on the wrong day.
I know, right?
We had Oakland last night, and the Blue Jays showed up, and then in today's day game, they crapped the bed, and Oakland gets the win. Beat them on the wrong day.
Yeah, they're on the wrong day.
It happens.
They had trouble separating until late in the game. That one in that extra inning fiasco as well. So interesting series. We'll see how the Blue Jays. They have an easy schedule here. We'll see if they take advantage of it. So far, not liking it. They should have been a sweep.
Runners in scoring position 1 and 5 again today. It's like that doesn't get the job done. When the guy gets in that position, the clutch, Blue Jays have not come in the clutch. Definitely not clutch at all. But they just keep the door open for the Rangers to keep sneaking in that back door and not drop the Blue Jays right out of the playoffs. So Texas is very happy to see Oakland get the win.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's scoreboard watching now. A lot going on here. The Padres, Phillies, a game people watching. Look at the Phillies up 5-0. So that's a game people. D-backs get the victory today here, even though they fell behind early in that one. It was a high-scoring game as it figured on paper. That one came out on paper. This one figures on paper the same way. White Sox and Royals going head-to-head. Royals favored here, total of 10.
Yeah, it opened up at 9.5, and now it's up to 10. With good reason. I think Touki Toussaint gets the start for the White Sox, and he's 2-7 on the year with a 4.87 ERA. And you look over his last 3, he's got an over 6 ERA over his last 3 with a 1.72 WHIP. Definitely not been pitching so well as Touki Toussaint, but this White Sox team is pretty checked out. If you've seen yesterday's game, they got a nice lead and looking like they were rolling right along, and they choked it away, and then through the balk to get in the inning one. The Royals with the walk-off balk in yesterday's game. Jordan Lyles on the mound here for the Royals in this one, and he's 4-15 on the year with a 6.29 ERA. So I think both of these starters are going to give up some runs early in this one. Maybe not so as many from Jordan Lyles as we figure there, because he pitches a little bit better in night games, 3-6 with a sub-5 ERA. So he'll give up a few. And then once we throw it to these bullpens, well, look over the last 10 games. This White Sox bullpen sporting a 5.26 ERA over the last 10. The Royals over a 6 ERA over their last 10 games. And both these offenses we'll be able to hit enough to get us up and over this total of 10. We've seen 26 runs in the first 2 games of this series. I think it continues here, and we get easily probably reach that number, or if not more. The Royals 9-0 to that over their last 9 night games versus an American League opponent. I'll take the over 10 on this one.
Over 10 here with the White Sox and Royals. Yeah, Tuki Toussaint, his walk rate is higher than some of the people's strikeout rate. 16% walks.
Yeah. With that high of a walk rate, you're definitely going to get yourself into trouble. We've seen it many times that it's really tough to pitch yourself out of those jams, and not too many guys can do it, and I don't think Tuki does it here.
Yeah, Tuki says it's been not been good, and even with the Braves when he was brought. I remember back in the day when he was brought up for the Braves, a lot of this didn't happen between the years because he definitely had it. It was highly prospect back when he broke in. Like all Braves pitchers are, they don't always come through. We're seeing issues with Soroka now.
No, not always. Yeah, that's tough to see with Sorokin struggling with the injury issues. Tough to see because he was looking like he was good and going in the right direction, and then all of a sudden the injury bug got him. And I liked him. He's a good guy.
Yeah. What's the latest with Manoah?
The latest on Manoah I heard is they've shut him down. They're not even got him on the active roster anymore.
Oh no!
That was the last I seen. He's not even playing. They're not even putting him in the bullpen in Buffalo to give him some work. They've taken him right off. He's just he's sitting there. He's at the buffet, I think, chowing down.
At least got some good wings.
Yeah, get his wings. Wednesday wing night is
wing in Buffalo.
I think I see Manoah in Buffalo. He's getting ready for the NFL season. Already in fine form for the Buffalo wing eating contest. So
There you go. That's the place he's going to be heading out to Buffalo. They're part of Bulls Mafia. Maybe we'll see how that rolls there with Manoah. That's right. All right, here we go with the White Sox Royals. Of course, there wouldn't be a segment with Ra without peripheral. We do have a peripheral in action today as we go over to the WNBA as we're kind of closing out here the regular season. We're getting close to playoff time in the W, as they like to call it, right? The WNBA.
Yeah, in the W. Getting close.
We're getting close. Everybody's kind of circling the wagon here, thinking that we might see the Aces and the Liberty. That it's just a foregone conclusion as the Liberty kind of woke up, as we thought this team that was supposed to be the dream teamer is actually playing up to that into that level. But here we're looking at the Storm and the Dream going head to head tonight. Here at top of the hour, NBA TV has it. We see a big line here. Dream 9.5 here. We see a total 163.5.
Yeah, and you look at this line. It opened at 7, and it's skyrocketed up. The Dream definitely everybody's taking in the money, thinking they're going to win because they seen last game. The Dream did win by 10 the last meeting, but you know what? This Storm team following a straight up loss, 6-1-1 ATS in their last 8. Also on the road, they love to come play on the road. 7-2-1 ATS their last 10 on the road. 4-1 the last 5 meetings versus this Dream. You're going to give me 9.5 points with the Storm. I will take it. Give me the Storm here, plus the big boatload of points.
All right, Rod says take the Storm plus boatload of points. We got a commenter here, Blake in the chat room wants to know, where will the Dolphins land in their division this season?
Number 1, they're going to win it all. I think we're going to. Tua stays healthy, and the Dolphins roll right along, and they win that division. I think the over. I believe it's 9.5 wins as well. I think we get to 11 wins this year.
There you go, from Rod Zawacky, high on the Dolphins to win the AFC East and to get over their win total. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. Of course, baseball on the board tonight. Rodman, pretty good results here the last 30 days. What do you have going on over at the site?
And over the side, I've got my 10-star play of the day going. You can scoop that up. Love that play in tonight's MLB action. I've also got my NFL Thursday night stiff arm play up there as well. And I'm about to put some more plays in. I've got at least 5 plays I'm going to put in the NFL. And I'm looking at probably about 7 to 9 plays in Saturday's college football. And then also including the MLB. So I think your best deal for this week is to grab that week pass. Join me for the week. And let's, as you see, we've done well this last month. See what we can do this next week. With NFL starting, I'm excited. Let's make some money. We've seen what I've done in college football as well. We're going to continue that this Saturday with at least 7 to 9 plays there. So let's continue to crush the bookies as we start at the beginning of September.
Yep, absolutely, guys. Get on board with Rod Zawacky over at Pick.com. Great results over the last 30 days. Get on board with Rod for tonight or get the long-term pass. You want to travel 7 days? 7 days, great way to roll. Use the promo code PICK to save that 15% off. All right, Rod, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again here on Steak Friday. But everybody know we can catch you also on the weekend show. And, of course, you chime in with Jay on the NFL show as well.
Yeah, definitely check out the weekend show that I did yesterday with Jay. Definitely got a couple NFL plays for this weekend in there for you that I absolutely love. So go check that out. It's in the archive there. And tune in the weekend show Saturdays and Sunday. This weekend's going to be amazing. We'll have college football on Saturday, and then we got NFL on Sunday. So it'll be a great weekend to tune into that morning show and see all your favorite cappers over there. And we'll be talking games. Definitely, we know Jay with the hosting and with Jay over there. He'll definitely be trying to pry more than one pick out of all of us over there. So definitely well worth it to tune into there. So definitely tune in.
Tune in, guys. Like, subscribe. Like, subscribe, set notifications so when they're live, you're live with them to get these plays, especially on the weekends before you get your bets in. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch up with you on Steak Friday.
Hey, definitely have yourself a good night, Tony. And, hey, we know everybody doesn't go head on over to the place and buy premium picks. And, hey, we appreciate that. So, but what we do appreciate, we appreciate a like button. Smash that like button. And we definitely will take a like from everybody. So, appreciate everybody. And we'll catch everybody on Steak Friday.
That's right. You want more people to chat to in the chat room, then hit that like button. That's what draws the viewers in. All right, Rod, have a great night. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on. Guys, you miss a pick, we always recap at the end of the show. Dana Lane up next. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Dana in right now. So we got baseball here on the board. Getting very excited this week for NFL, college football as well. They're all combining here. Dana, what's happening?
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Everything's going great. I know Vegas must be stirring people flying in for these contests in the NFL, but we got baseball, big win on the board tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern. Astros and Rangers going head-to-head with the Rangers favored minus 128, total 8.5.
Yeah, this is really the time of year where you need to stay focused because the avalanche of sports is coming, and it starts with the NFL preseason and does not end until the NBA crowns a champion, it seems. So it's a lot going on, and that's why you sometimes I hear people say, well, why would I pay for picks? Well, you pay for picks because people have the time and they're in the industry and you need their know-how, otherwise your head's going to absolutely explode with all these sports coming up. But tonight, game at hand, Houston and Texas, Verlander and Scherzer. This is a big head-to-head matchup, not just because of the implications on the playoffs, which both teams need a win. Houston to keep pace and Texas to stay in the playoffs, which is strange to say. But it's also interesting that these two guys, it's not foreign knowledge that they're not the best of friends. They've been on two teams and they've been teammates together twice. An incredible road that they've taken. So it is going to be interesting to see. I'm sure both teams and both starters will be amped up just a little bit. But I will have to say, of the two, and they've been both pretty good, of the two, Scherzer has been just a little bit better. 3-1, fantastic ERA with Texas. He's only twice has he allowed more than 3 earned runs in his starts with the Rangers. And, of course, he hit the Twins over 6 innings in his last start. So a little bit of an edge to Scherzer in this one, especially if you got a pitcher that's going to hold the opposition to under 3 runs a game. That's pretty good for a team that hits 267. And you can throw out, and I understand, have not been playing well lately, lost the first 2 games of this series, but you can kind of throw each game out and view things as a separate entity, which I do. So if Texas does what they normally do, what they have been all season long, should be enough runs here for Scherzer to get the win. Verlander, to me, has had a couple clunkers, although statistically he's been pretty good. Gave up those 6 earned runs against the Yankees, had a 4 earned run effort earlier on in his time in Houston. So of the 2 pitchers, obviously I think Scherzer is the better of the 2, which brings us to your favorite subject, Tony, is the bullpens. And then the idea Thankfully, Dane Dunning is not going to pitch tonight. We don't have to worry about him giving up 9 earned runs. But the idea is for Scherzer to go deep into this game, to get away from that Texas bullpen that has been plummeting down, statistically at least, inside the Major League Baseball bullpen statistics. So the 26th in baseball right now. They're only ahead of teams that will not make the postseason. And unfortunately, if their bullpen doesn't find it, they could be in the same boat as well. So we're going to go with Scherzer tonight. We're going to go with the Texas Rangers in a game that you talk about games that are circled that they have to win. This is one of those games that they have to win. If they don't make the postseason, they'll look back at this series and say, man, we got swept against the Houston Astros when they were elevating their game and we were going backwards. We peaked too early. And I think that's why the Rangers are definitely a live play tonight.
All right, here we go with the Rangers here. Minus 127 here against the Astros. How deep will Scherzer go? We'll see here. Last outing, 6 innings against Minnie. Then on the road at Minnie, 7. Had a rough outing against Milwaukee, lasted 3 2/3, and then back-to-back 7-inning starts to Oakland and the Angels. I see a lot of 6 and 7-inning starts here for Scherzer this year, of late.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, I mean, his last start against the Yankees, don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know it was 6 earned runs. Did not pitch all that well. And if that Scherzer, or I'm sorry, the Verlander, if that Verlander shows up, I mean, it's going to be lights out against Texas. I mean, this has to be a game where they are absolutely focused on getting this W. And there's really no other way around it. We say must wins a lot. I mean, we throw must wins around when the Dodgers are playing the Padres in the middle of June. This is a real must win for Texas. And honestly, if they get swept at home against Houston, I don't know how much they deserve to be in the postseason. So yeah, I do expect 2 quality starts from these guys. Certainly more from Scherzer than I do Verlander. I mean, I think you're going to get 6, maybe even 7 innings. Obviously with the bullpen, I mean, if you can ride him maybe even a complete game, that'd be great. But 6, 7, 8 innings, you get anything in that ballpark, I think the Rangers are they're going to win this game. And if they don't, man, they're tied with Toronto right now, and I know that they have 2 games in hand. But this is not a ship that's sailing in the right direction.
Nope, not at all here. Dana here on the Rangers, minus 127 here against the Astros. This one starts 8 Eastern time. All right, Dana, let's take a look over at Pick.com for nice action. Of course, at Dana, we got baseball on the board tonight, heading to a big football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick.com Premium?
Well, we're crossing our fingers. We got 2 wins already on the board today in Major League Baseball. The third is already kicked off. We're 1 game late tonight with the Angels and the Baltimore Orioles. So we'll get a 4-game sweep tonight. And, of course, the NFL season is starting on Thursday. It is insane. It's already here, and thank God. I mean, I love baseball, but it's time to watch something else. When I start thinking about, man, I should watch the CFL, that's when I got to stop. But anyway, Lions in Kansas City, both side and total is up there right now, and of course we'll have a big card in college football and the NFL. Probably Friday night. Like to wait and try to get the best of the numbers, but we'll have them up there in plenty of time for you guys to get your bets in. And obviously get your long-term packages, purchase those, because there's no doubt mathematically if you do it by game, you're going to spend way more money than you would if you get a 30-day or a year pass. Both of those packages are up right now. So that's your best offer. That is how you spend the least amount of money. And people have had tremendous success when they've gotten involved in those packages.
That's right, guys. You got to work with Dana Lane over at Pick.com. Get the long-term passes, the way to roll. Dana's got football up on the board. He's all over that Thursday night game, Lions and Chiefs. Of course, there'll be a lot of college football this week. 1-month pass is great to get started here, get you through the rest of baseball, into that wild card round of the playoffs as well. And, of course, all the regular season baseball, college football, NFL. Use promo code PICK to save that 15% off. All right, Dana, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Tony, I appreciate it very much. Go Rebels, please. Don't embarrass Las Vegas at Michigan this weekend.
I know they're putting up over big CBS, too. It's a big, high-featured.
Well, I get a little worried. I gotta be honest with you, because like we talked about last week. I mean, Brumfield is he is the straw that's going to stir the Rebels' drink. And I mean, yeah, I'm not taking what happened against Bryant. 11 of 18, threw for 80 yards and an interception. But I think I would have liked to have seen a little bit more from him. And that is, when you got a guy like McCarthy on the other side, when the goal is to stop him, I mean, you got a shot. All UNLV and Barry Odom wants to do is go to Ann Arbor, have a good showing. And I know that, there's people say there's no moral victories, but a cover against Michigan is a moral victory for sure. And then they can come home and focus on Vanderbilt. So big week for the Rebel program. Cross our fingers. It's not a bad outcome, but all eyes will be on Ann Arbor this Saturday.
Yeah, they sure will. Keep an eye there. All right, Dana, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, you too, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Dan Lane here on the drive. Let's continue on the show. Guys, if you missed a pick, we'll recap. Let's recap now. We'll go to my pick because I'm giving you college football for Saturday, so we can wait for that. Let's get to the recap. We got some games beginning here within 5 minutes, so let's go ahead and get to the recap here on the show today. So we got the recap here. Chris starts with the Mariners, the run line, the lane, the run and a half, -102 against Reds. Big Al McMordie, Astros, Rangers under 8.5. Wayne liked the Yankees, Tigers over 8.5. Tony Brown was Dodgers, the run line, laid the run and a half, +114 against the Marlins. James was on the Nats here, +110 against the Mets. Rod, White Sox, Royals over 10. Dana, Rangers laid the 127 here against Astros. My pick will be Cincinnati Bearcats here, +7.5 here against Pittsburgh, or 7. We'll clarify that line. The play I like the most here would be Rod here on that over with the White Sox and Royals. So let's get back to my game here in a second here. We'll just get my data up here for you right now. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh going head-to-head on the CW. This game you can watch on the CW network. There we go. That's a new one. And the game we'll be looking at here, we'll be going Cincinnati +7.5. Let's see where it's at now. There are this game being played here on Saturday, and even though it's on the top of the board, I'm seeing 7.5 in a lot of places. So you can actually get the best numbers if you would. Shoppers Book in the world has 7. Vegas has a lot of 7.5s all over Vegas. Circa 7, Win 7. We've got Superbook, Westgate 7.5. So you can find 7.5s in many places right now. We'll be on here on this Bearcats team +7.5. We know Scott Satterfield will be in his first year as head coach for the Bearcats. 9-4 season last year. No, Fickle's gone, but they're not very experienced here. 3 starters offense, 6 to the defense from a team that defended well and put up a lot of points. But quarterback Ben Bryant has left the team. ASU transfer Emory Jones takes over as quarterback. This will be his senior season. Again, inexperienced on the line for him. But Pitt here, Pat Narduzzi in his 9th season as head coach. The team returns 7 starters on offense, but only 5 to the defense. So this is also an inexperienced Pittsburgh team here. Gone here is their top running back that produced over 1,460 yards a game last year, 1,469 to be exact. They do get the receivers back, but Keaton Slovis has exited the program. So the Boston College Notre Dame transfer Phil Jurkovich is under center. 3 starters back on the O-line. And experience only at the linebacker position. So very inexperienced here for Pitt at the defensive line and secondary. The thing here is Emory Jones. His mobility is a plus here. Jurkovich has been haunted with interceptions in his college career. He's bouncing around different programs. We did say about the inexperience on both sides here, but we'll be looking here at Cincinnati Bearcats taking the +7.5 here against Pittsburgh. Saturday night college football on the CW. So they're going to have a college football package for you guys this year. So check out your local listing, 6:30 Eastern time. 7 at the sharpest book in the world. 7.5. A lot of the sharp books in Vegas and offshore. You'll see some 7.5s as well. There's plenty of 7s out there as well. But shop, get the best numbers. You want the 7 in the hook if you can get it there with the Cincinnati Bearcats with the play tonight. All right, guys, over at Pick Dodge Premium plays up there tonight. Do I have a pick for today? Well, you know what? All the plays up there, I told you the one I liked the most was Rod's pick with the Whites. If I put a pick up there today, it would have been Rod's pick. I don't want to. There's limited games tonight, so we don't duplicate games. So I don't really like what's left on the card. So that's why I went to college football. I usually give you one today, but St. Louis, Atlanta, Strider. I'm not going to lay $3 on that one, or even look at the Dakota Hudson. I kind of shaded the run line +1.5 here. Strider's put in a lot of work in this year. But that's about the only one I looked at. Plus, by the time we get to my segment, I can't put a 6:40 game in there because it's the games start by the time we get to my segment. So I only had 1, 2, 3, 4. I only had 5 games to choose from. So that was all I had. Although I would let's see here. Yeah, that was the one I would probably agree with the most. Would be White Sox and Royals over the one there. Indeed. All right. I think we got that one there as well. All right. That's going to do it here for this edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again here tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers here from Big Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We'll give out the plays in real time. Don't forget, it always gets started every single day with that. 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time during the week. You got Chris, you got Mitch, and you got Jay with that morning show. Remember, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Betting Tools show. We got Chris's home run prop video as well up there. Jay's NFL live show coming back here for you here Monday through Friday here on the channel. And of course, a lot of individual video series like Nick Menken's Nerf Fees, Your Fees. We've got Mills with his parlay video of the day prop video as well. UFC rundown from him. We got Wayne working on his boxing rundown for you guys. We're having a lot more content on the channel for you guys. And of course, we got Ron Romanelli, Major League Baseball rundown, college football rundown videos. So make sure you guys tune in that. Mike Davis live show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and of course his first 5 inning picks for you as well. As we've got a lot happening here on the channel. All right, a lot going on. So guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and send notifications so when these shows drop, you're live with us. They get the plays in real time. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition of the Drive-Thru. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat room for their contributions. Blake, Nathan in there as well. Boss429 coming in here. Mo Harris, the winning wager in there as well. In the chat room, we saw Mario Lally in here with some of his plays here. Lally liking, let me put that up there. Lally liking some stuff today. Definitely up there on the channel. Liking the Astros money line over an Orioles money line from Lally. And then we got more guys. That guy, I think I just kicked out of there. The T09. Sorry, that showed up there, but we got him off the channel. So let's see. I think this one's a little behind the times here because we got a lot more comments here, especially with the Altuve numbers are back up here. So we got a lot happening here on the channel. And let's see here. Much Morber, appreciate Land. 86 says Astros get it done again. Dennis Sorrow, thank you for contributing. Yeah, we had a question. Who was the Canadian player, that big name out? It was Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray was the one who was listed out for the start of the tournament. That's why many folks were kind of down a little bit on Team Canada. But Canada is making a pretty good showing at this year's FIBA World Cup. We're heading into the semifinal rounds coming up in that great tournament. All right, that's going to do it here for a show. I'd like to thank everyone's contributions today as we got in here with Nolan Maples, Nicholas Handy in there as well with your contributions as well. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Let's go ahead and